Hi guys, Squirrel here. What do you think about that truck? How awesome is this? I am so chuffed. I got my Squirrel logo on there and everything. A lovely white Scania with my Squirrel logo. I think it looks absolutely beast. The only other variation I could think of for this is a black truck with a white logo on. I think that look equally fun, but let's face it, you cannot beat a white Scania. This truck painting job, if you like, was done by Steve Silence, one of my followers. He kindly spent a couple of days doing this and then sent it over for me, and I'm thrilled to bits. So thank you, Steve. Now then, if you picked up my stream the other day, you will know, well, you know a few things about this video. Firstly, it's the 50k Q&A video that I've been promising you guys. I finally passed 50,000 subs. Thank you all so much. I hope you all watched the thank you video that I did. Second thing is, this is the Q&A video. I'm going to go through a ton of questions that people have sent in. Now, you guys have sent in a lot of stuff, and it's taken me quite a bit of time to go through the questions and collate them together and pick the ones I'm going to answer and all that kind of thing. Sorry if I don't answer your particular question. Sorry if it wasn't picked. I can't answer all of them. There are far too many. I received a lot of questions about my gaming PC and hardware advice and gaming setups. I'm sorry, I can't give that kind of advice, so please don't ask. You're going to have to look at reviews online and that kind of thing. I'm not a hardware specialist. I don't know the ins and outs of it all. The final thing I want to do, because obviously I'll be reading people's names who've asked the question, is apologise if I mispronounce your name, because I do have a lot of non-English spelt names, if you like. They're kind of very hard to pronounce if you're not from the native tongue, and I do apologise if I get that wrong. So anyway, if you were watching the stream, you will know that, well, first thing is I hit almost 150k again, so the money's coming in. And we ended the evening of streaming, went around Europe quite a bit, and we ended up in London. So that's where I'm going to pick it up. Now, I've got a couple of mods installed. I've got the oversized mod installed, so that's going to bring in a little bit of fun, I imagine, if we pick up one of those things, because as you can see, I've got massive trailers with huge loads, and it could get fun, especially if you're trying to go through a toll road or over a crossing. I've no idea what's going to happen, but I shall endeavour to answer all the questions and get through it in this video. It could be a long video, we'll have to see. I was having a quick flick through the jobs coming out of London, and to start off with, I'm probably going to take this one up to Sheffield. Fairly boring load, it's just some dynamite. So, well, I say boring. It won't be if somebody throws a match in there. But, other than that, we're going to go up to Sheffield. Sheffield is, if you know, where I went to university. I went to the University of Sheffield and got my computer science degree many years ago. I'm not telling you how many years ago, because that's rude to ask me how old I am. So anybody that did ask me how old I am, I'm not going to answer that, because it's a trade secret. Not really. Anyway, let's get on with it. Let's go and grab hold of this dynamite. Let's put the sat-nav back on, and off we go. I'm going to go and pick up this trailer, then we'll get on the motorway. Must remember that I'm in London, so I'm driving on the left. You may come across, we may do this later, you see this over here? I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a car park with a loading bay and a little... That's a special little treat mod I've got, which I may end up doing. It's some particular towns in the game have been enabled to have this special difficult parking area. So you're going to have to navigate the trailer in between all these parked cars and then reverse it down the side of Little and down a ramp. That's going to be tricky. I want to make sure I don't accidentally pick a job where I end up doing that with an oversized trailer, because that ain't going to work. That would be a bit of a problem. But we'll see what happens. I don't know what jobs are going to come up. This is all... Come on, mate. Oh, you fucker. Thank you. This is all going to be... ad hoc. I haven't prepared this, I haven't planned this, it's not pre-recorded. I'm doing it live, which is how I do my Eurotruck videos. It's a nice day in London, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I've got the rain set fairly low, so we should get a bit of rain en route at some point, but not, you know, not a stupid amount. While we're waiting for these traffic lights to clear and we're going to go on with this job, I will answer one quick question, a general question actually, about hardware. If you want to know what hardware I'm using, if you want to know what control device I'm using to steer, or, you know, the track IR system, or the keyboard I've got, or the mouse I've got, or, you know, whatever it is, go and have a look on my YouTube page, have a look at the channel page, click on the About, and you'll see quite a lot of hardware information there. I think the same information is also available. So I'm slowing down here because I think the load's over here, I assume. A lot of the information is also on my Twitch page, so you can see it all there. You don't need to keep asking me about my hardware setup. It's all written down for you. GPS. What does that mean? Okay, let's take this Dynamite to... Maybe they've got a GPS system on the Dynamite. They're going to track me all the way up to Sheffield. I think I'm going to have to get some fuel on the way, so we'll have to hit that motorway. Grab some fuel. There it is. It's got its own mini crane as well, have you noticed? So that when you get there, you can actually unload the Dynamite. It's just a pity that they don't let you do that, because that would be part of the driver's job. Would be to park up and then, you know, be qualified to actually use that crane. And let's do the obligatory trailer check, shall we? There we go. It's a lovely looking truck, it's nice and clean. And the trailer has got boxes of dynamite. Looks like it's got 3 rear axles, single tyre, single wheel, triple axle. Would be quite heavy though, I imagine. You know, dynamite is quite heavy, especially in those boxes, which are bound to be pretty well protected. Okay, let's get this job going. It's 182 miles up from London to Sheffield, apparently. Which sounds about right, being native from these parts. I do travel up to the north of England on a reasonably regular basis. I don't know the exact mileage, but yeah. In real life, if you were going from London up to Sheffield, you would go up the M1. Pretty much that's all you need to do. You just get on the M1 and that'll take you to Sheffield. So I'm not expecting to change roads very often once we get on this motorway. That should just be it. Assuming, of course, we've got the M1 put into this game. You see that on the left? A couple of Norbert's trailers there. That's a mod I've got installed. If you're familiar with trailers in Europe, you'll have seen the Norbert, I don't know how you say this, Norbert Descentrangle is how it's spelt on the side. Whether that's the way it's pronounced, I don't know, but you'll be very familiar with that. They're a bit like the kind of Eddie Stobart, if you know Eddie Stobart trailers. They're quite well known in trucking circles around Europe. So I've got that mod installed just to give a bit of variety, really. Just to give us some more trailers. On my stream the other day, I had a McDonald's trailer, which honestly, if you missed the stream on Twitch, I suggest you go over and watch the VOD. If you do miss my stream, guys, you do know that you can just go and play the video on demand. So you can watch the whole stream back at your leisure. And trust me, it was funny for a number of reasons. But I did take a McDonald's trailer. We did the burger run, although I think it dropped off in some crazy bloody place like Aldi or Lidl. It was it completely bore no resemblance to the contents of the trailer to where I ended up dropping off. You know, it was just one of those idiotic things. And I think also on the video I had a mod install that had 2 giant sort of aluminium tubes, and I ended up dropping them off at Aldi as well, which is where it's a consumer shop. It's like a supermarket. It's like, why would they be selling 2 enormous industrial aluminium tubes? Yeah. Anyway, it was all funny. If you missed the stream, suggest you go and watch it. Okay, so here we are. We're getting on the M1 up to Birmingham, which is correct, although the M1 doesn't go to Birmingham. The M1, you would have to get the M6 on the way up. You go all the way up the M1 and then you so it's cornering like a dog. You pick up the M1, then go up, hit the M6 and go over to Birmingham, or carry on up the M1. That will take you to places like Sheffield and Leeds and Yorkshire, that kind of place. But we're on the M1, so once we get in the lane, it's time to start on these questions. Okay. First question from Oliver Taylor and Josh Smith. Are you going to play Battlefield 4 when it comes out? Most definitely, I will be playing Battlefield 4. I played Battlefield 3 an awful lot, but I think the difference this time is I will probably not buy Battlefield Premium account if that's what they end up doing. Although, having said that, the advantage of Premium is I'll get to play the maps early, and if I'm going to put YouTube videos out, I'm probably going to have to, aren't I? So yeah, scratch that idea. But if I was you, and you're not a YouTuber, then don't bother with Premium, is my advice. Just pick up the map packs as they come out. Personal preference, of course, but you know, I don't felt like they delivered you know, a lot of the benefits that they should have delivered for Premium. But having said that, we'll have to wait and see what the benefits are this time round. Maybe they'll change it. A question from Gerbrand, no other name, just Gerbrand, is are you going to do a BF4 campaign walkthrough? Short answer to that one is no. Long answer to that one is no. Okay, message from Ewan Campbell. Do you think you should do giveaways, prizes for the occasional video you put up? That's kind of an odd question, asking me if I think I should do giveaways. Or was he saying please do giveaways? I don't know. Maybe that's what he was trying to say. I have done giveaways in my stream. Have we got 3 grand income from Katarina? I'll take that. Oh, Tina did a record on stream. She pulled in 7,800. Got a 50-mile-an-hour speed limit here for some reason, and some cameras, so I'm just going to back off. I have done giveaways on my stream before. I gave away a couple of Euro Truck games. I have got some Armour 3 Alpha Light keys to give away, so I'll have to get my ass organised next time I stream and give that stuff away. So yeah, I do giveaways, but I don't stream an awful lot, so maybe I'll do some more of it later in the year. Don't know. Never say never. Here's some. Is there some fuel here? Yep, we need to get some fuel, otherwise we're not going to be going very far up to Sheffield. Now remember, I've got the twin rear axle, so my fuel tank only takes about 700 litres or something, not the usual 1400. It does mean I stop more frequently, but I am trying to get some points in what's it called? Economic driving. Hello, it's done that before. Stop. Engine off. Thank you. So yeah, I can't fill up as much as a single rear axle, but the benefit of that is to get quite a lot of stability. Twin rear axles gives you quite a lot of stability. Okay, so there you go, 464 litres. That's not bad. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to take my jumper off a second. Like I say, I am recording this live, but I am getting a bit warm in this room. Right, the next question is coming from Lasse Pedersen, or Lasse Pedersen, I'm not sure how you say this name. Are you planning to buy a PlayStation 4 this fall? No, I'm not. I'm not planning to buy it because I don't really have a good reason to buy a PlayStation 4. I'm doing, you know, I'm a PC gamer, doing games on PC. PlayStation 4 is obviously a console. I don't tend to play on console much anymore. Not completely never, because my friend... Oh, shit. Bugger. My friend has still got PlayStation 3, so I do play occasionally on the PlayStation 3, but personally, I won't need one. We've already got PlayStation 3s, so that's got the Blu-ray drive in it anyway. And I don't have any other reason to get one, so no, I won't be doing that. But it does look good. Having said that, the new Xbox will be announced in about a week or two, so I would hold out and see what that's like. If you're in the market for a console, that is. Question from Jacob Todorov. Todorov, is that how you say your name? What's your favourite type of car or cars? That's a good question. I am a bit of a petrol head. Now, it kind of depends how much money I had to spend. But I'm not the kind of person that would just go out and go, oh, I'm just going to get a Bugatti Veyron because that's just like, you know, £1,000,000 and the fastest car on the planet and all this kind of thing. No, I like a comfortable car, a fast car, a good handling car, and it has to have a certain amount of practicality about it. And let's face it, you know, the speed limits as they are, unless I'm doing track days every day, I'm not even going to touch the second half of its speed limit, you know, like up to 100 and then 100 to 200. You know, when are you ever going to see 100 to 200? So it's kind of pointless in a way. But if I had the money to spend on a car, if I had about what sort of £60,000, I would either go for a Nissan GTR, because I just love them to bits. I think they look cool, and the toys, the gadgets on the dashboard are amazing, and the car just handles like a beast, although it does kind of drive for you. Or I would go for a BMW M5 and probably get some body kits on there and some... Why is everybody undertaking me and overtaking me? I feel like I'm not doing something right here. I'll get the M5, and if I had at least twice as much money, I'd get an Aston Martin DB9. So they're the kind of cars I would go for. Like I say, nothing insane. They generally retail, what, between 50 and 150,000 for a DB9. I can't remember the latest prices, but yeah, if I won the lottery, I could afford one of those quite easily. A message from Oliver Cole and Jacob Halsin and Claude Hurt and Jamie Gore all asked the same thing. What made you start making YouTube videos? This one has actually been asked before in a previous Q&A video I did about 12 months ago probably, so a lot of you probably haven't seen that one. The reason I started my channel was because of Battlefield 3 beta. I started playing the alpha, and then I played the beta. Of course, I couldn't make any videos about the alpha. You wasn't allowed to because of an NDA, but when it got to the beta, I was playing games and I was seeing so many freaky, funny things. You know, I was seeing tanks going up in the air and spinning around. I was seeing things collapse into the ground that shouldn't be there. The character models were doing stretched out, mad, crazy, funny stuff. And I just wanted to capture that, so I started capturing these videos. Bought a very cheap capture card. Was it a Roxio, I think it was, or something? It was about 50 quid capture card. Started capturing stuff, and within about 2 weeks I'd sent the capture card back because it was just an absolute load of crap. It was so, the quality was so bad. But I just started putting out videos of Battlefield 3 beta. I didn't commentate over them. I started to, you know, got a hold of a Vegas movie studio for about 30 quid, I think it was. Just started to splice together these funny clips from Battlefield 3 beta, and then started to put text on them, you know, describing what was happening. And at some point I made the break to doing commentaries. I can't remember how I started that, but that's where it all kind of began. It began with Battlefield 3 beta, and when Battlefield started to come out properly, that's when I started to commentate. But I think what I did first was I started... I'm going to stay in this lane. I think what I did first was I started to make videos with the kind of Skype chat, the early squad chat, not with the squad, but with some other guys I was playing on at the time, and it was all on Skype, I think, and I started to record that. So that was the first time you kind of heard my voice, really, was on squad chat. And then later I just decided to go for commentaries, and by God, it was funny. It's really weird and difficult if you've never done it before. And people think it's quite easy and anybody could do that, but trust me, it doesn't come naturally to most people, and to do it well is pretty difficult. We're off the motorway, which implies we're 58 miles away. That's interesting because that means we are still not, you know, we're not near Sheffield, but we're off the M1 already, which is kind of odd because it's not 58 miles from the motorway to Sheffield. I'm pretty certain of that, but I'll have to check it. Okay, next question from Samuel Layton. How do you find the time and money to get all the equipment and do gaming videos? Right, okay. Well, like I say, when I started out with nothing more than a 50 quid capture card. And I didn't have a quality microphone of sorts. I just had a very cheap sort of £10 headset that I did all my TeamSpeak chat on. So I started on the cheap, and I think that's the way that you should do this. If you're thinking about doing it, I assume that's why you're asking. You know, don't go out and, you know, when I used to play golf when I was younger, and I had a cheap set of equipment, but I was learning and I could do pretty good things with it. And I used to see guys roll up, start playing golf, and within 2 weeks they'd gone down the golf shop and they spent £1,000 on, you know, high-tech ping golf clubs and shoes and trainers and trolley and bag and umbrellas and golf balls for Wilson golf balls, and just, you know, it was insane. Like, that's suddenly going to make you play well. And within 3 months they never played again. Sold the golf clubs for half price. Don't do that, okay? Don't start out doing YouTube videos by splashing out on lots and lots of expensive equipment. You know, get stuff as you need it, work within your budget. That's how I started out. Now, bear in mind, I do have a full-time job, which brings pros and cons. The pros is I have money to buy equipment as and when I need it. I'm going too fast because I'm not concentrating. The downside is I don't have as much time to pour into making videos and, you know, doing more of them. So I started to buy my equipment bits at a time, and in terms of where did I get the time from, I stole it. I stole time. I used to cut videos and game till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. Then I'd be up at 6 AM to get on the train, and I would sleep on the train for 25 minutes. I would get my sleep back that way. And the same when I was coming home from work, I would snatch a bit of sleep on the way home from work. And then literally, you know, even to this day, that's the kind of thing I do. I'm busy, I work long hours in terms of my job and gaming and making videos, and I snatch sleep where I can. And don't think that making YouTube videos is easy, because it's not. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and there's a lot of learning to do. And you've got to put up with a lot of stuff as well, because when you make videos you will inevitably get internet style comments, and by that I mean trolls and negative people. So be prepared, you know, don't go into it with your eyes wide open if you're going to do it. Samuel Layton also said, also, how did you become famous? Well, I don't think I'm famous, to be honest. Maybe I'm famous to you guys, as in you know about my channel. I have 50,000 subs, which is, some might say that's a lot, but in the big scheme of things, you know, there's channels out there with millions of subs, so is it really that big? I don't know. I'm hardly famous though. I can't walk down the streets and people go, "Oh my god, it's Squirrel," and nor do I want to be. I don't do this for the fame in that respect. Yes, I want to have a successful channel. Yes, I want you guys to be entertained by my videos, but I have no desire to be famous and walk down the street and be recognised. I quite like my privacy, thank you very much, and I don't want it taken away from me. So for that reason, I don't want to be famous in that respect, and that's one of the reasons I've not, you know, I don't go out of my way to show my face. I'm not a vlog channel. I'm not one of these people that wants to be recognised. I do not crave that. So maybe I'm famous in some respect, but not what I would call famous. But, you know, it's not an overnight thing. I've grown my channel, and it's taken time and a lot of effort. So you could argue that I deserve to be where I am. We're not far away, so let's pick a short question. That's not a short question. Okay, let's not pick a short question, because all I can see on my screen right now is long questions. Well, short questions with long answers, shall we say. So let's get this Sheffield job out of the way, and we'll take it from there. I also need to get a drink, and I've taken the sports car trailer off. Look, see, that's the sports cars on the back, but I took the sports trailer mod off, which put some pretty epic cars on the back. But because I've got some other trailer mods going, I like to minimise the number of them just to stop any side effects, you know, because they do interfere with each other and cause problems. There is a trailer pack that I've put in that it just buggers up all of the trailer skins when you... Cause it just clashes with the other ones. Which is a shame really. It's called Mega Trailer Pack, but it... Like I say, it just doesn't work properly with some of the other mods I've got. There's a Norbert trailer went past, did you notice? And a lot of you guys have texted me saying, oh, I saw, you know, I was going to work the other day, I was going to school or whatever, and I saw a big a white Scania truck, and I just thought of you immediately, Squirrel. I mean, to be honest to God, I'm doing my wife's head in with this, because every time we're driving along, especially if she's driving, I will see Scania trucks, and I'll be like, that's a Scania R500, isn't it? And she's like, what? Shut up. Like, you know, every single Scania I see, I make a comment about the Scania truck, and it's really doing a head in, which makes it funny, and that's why I do it even more. But you know, when I see these trucks, I'm looking at them, and I'm looking at the, you know, what axles they've got and the layout and any special things they've got on the truck itself, which I never did before. Before I played Euro Truck, I never really paid attention to that kind of detail. Now, interestingly enough, we're delivering Dynamite to a quarry, and that's cool because that fits. That absolutely fits. You know, with a quarry, they either dig it out the ground, or they do sort of blast digging where they put dynamites into the ground and dig and blow it up and then excavate and rinse repeat. So unlike the aluminium tubes down to Aldi, this actually works. Whoa, my screen's gone black. And we're back. That was kind of freaky. It just went completely black. My screen went totally black. Here I am back in the quarry. I've had to quit out of Eurotruck and load it back in again because it just went tits up. No idea what happened. Interesting. Let's park this thing up. Never seen that before. Have you seen that before? I've never seen that before. I wonder if it is my graphics card. Right. We've got to reverse that into the... Okie doke. Let's get over here. Yeah, as I was saying about Dynamite before my screen rudely went black. They could be doing blasting down here. Which would fit. Yeah, my track IR is going mental. Every time I turn my head 90 degrees to the left, at the moment it starts juddering around and I haven't quite worked out why. There we go, see it? See if I can straighten this up. Phew! Well, that was the weirdest ending to a delivery. Screen went black, track IR's messing me up. ADR Class 1 delivery bonus. Oh yeah, on the stream I leveled up to level 22, look at that. 11 grand, that'll do. Let's just get out of here and then pick up another job. Let's see where we are. Actually, I could end up with a job from here, couldn't I? So, just before we do that, let's... Next rest stop in 3 hours and 58. Okay, I think... Well, what I could do is... I could... Have a look at the map. I could say... Yeah, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go up here, take a drive up to Sheffield, discover that. It's getting late in the evening, so we'll take a rest break. Which will mean it's going to be early in the morning, so that'll be some nice daylight driving. And pick up a job that way. That's what we'll do. So while we're doing that, let's move on to the next question. How many... It's from Nick Simons. How many motorcycles have you owned, and what type of bikes were they, and which one was your favourite. So that's a little bit of a smashing together of 3 questions, not one. But how many bikes have you owned? I had to think about this. My very first bike, which I got when I was at the University of Sheffield, so I could get around, because Sheffield's a very hilly place. It's in a basin. I got fed up of bus fares, and I figured I could travel around a lot cheaper with a motorbike, rather than the 2-mile walk down to the campus and then 2-mile walk back up the hill 3-4 times a day. It gets really dull when I can just zip up and down on a motorbike, which takes me 2 minutes. It's great. Back to the question. It was a Yamaha RXS 100, which is a 2-stroke 100cc motorbike. I learned to pass my test on it, and then I drove it while I was at Sheffield Uni to get around. So that was my first one. Now, not long after that, I took a year out of... Oh, cool. Cheers, buddy. I took a year out of university to go and work at IBM as an industrial placement. And while I was there, I was earning good money. And I splashed out, and I got myself a Honda CBR 600, which was like a red, white and blue paint job, and it was utterly brilliant. It was a sports bike, and I was young, and I have to say, I could have killed myself at least twice on it, because it's a very powerful bike, and I was too young, quite simply. But luckily, I didn't survive. I didn't have the experience. A friend of mine once said, and this is true about if you're thinking about motorbiking. The thing is about motorbiking is you have to fill up your bag of luck before you fill up your bag of skill. Which essentially means is you're going to have to stay quite lucky until you get skillful enough, because while you're still unskilled at motorbiking, you're a risk to yourself. So in some respects, you're going to have to be lucky to stay alive, and I know I was. A couple of times I could have been killed quite easily, and it was only luck, it was only chance that is the reason I'm sat here talking to you, really. I've never been to Sheffield in this game, and this is freaky as hell. Typically enough, it's pissing it down with rain, which it does a lot in Sheffield, so that's kind of appropriate. The next motorbike I got, I had a whole series of Kawasaki ZXR 600s. So I had quite a few of those. I think I've gone the long way, but not to worry. Oh, it's not down here, is it? For God's sake. Let's go around the corner. I think I've just gone totally a rubbish route into Sheffield. Sheffield is like a round basin, and the road system here reminds me more of Warrington. Warrington's got a one-way system of doom. This kind of feels like it. You've got to go all the way around before you can get inside. Come on. Nope, we're not going through today. So I had a bunch of ZXR 600 motorbikes, and which I was very happy with, but I ended up with what I considered to be the epitome of sports bikes, or one of the epitome of sports bikes, and that is the Honda Fireblade. Honda Fireblade, it was a brand new Honda Fireblade, and oh my god, what a machine. What a machine. It was flawless. It was just utterly flawless. It was brilliant. I had that for a few years, and to this day, the only reason I got rid of it was because I injured my back, and essentially it was too painful to ride a sports bike. So I had to move on from a sports bike, and I decided to move into the land of BMW. It's a recruitment agency, that's what it is. Okay, we're going to have to... There's a rest stop down here. So take a left at this roundabout and go and rest. It's gone left. So I got rid of the Fireblade and got a BMW... what was it? A BMW R1100 or a BMW 1100, I think it was. It was my first BMW motorbike. It was, 2 pots hanging out the side, a twin, 1100cc twin, more of a sports tourer, although they do race them, and it has one of those. Typically BMW has a single rear arm on the motorbike, on the rear wheel, and it's completely... It's not belt driven or chain driven. It's got a drive shaft in it, so there's no faffing around all in the chain anymore. So that was nice, but somehow I didn't take to it. There was something about it that wasn't me, and I eventually, good God, come on! I eventually went for a brand new BMW R1200 GS, which is the proper all-terrain sports tourer. Is this a rest stop? This is a modified rest stop, isn't it? Look, it's one of those, what I told you about, the little car parks. But according to this, I can rest here, but I don't believe it. Where the hell do we rest? Here? You kidding me? No way! Look at this. It's got its own little parking area for trucks. That's brilliant. Yeah, I like that. Engine off. Right, let's rest. Maybe it won't be raining. So the last bike I had, Tina 2,500, bit disappointing for Tina. Georgia 7,800. We'll take that. We'll take that a lot. 3,700 from Marianne. That's that. I just got a buttload of money. Marianne's level up. Yay! That was nice. I've got to sort out this track IR. It's doing my head in. So let me show you while we're here. You see this here? If I get a delivery here, that's where I'm going to have to reverse it into. How completely insane is that? So I'm going to have to come between these parked cars here and reverse a trailer. Shut up. Reverse a trailer into that. That's going to be a challenge. So we'll see what happens on that one. So the R1200 GS is the last motorbike I owned, which I got rid of a couple of years ago. Let's have a look for some jobs, shall we? And it's... If you ever saw that Round the World tour that, what's-his-face did, the guy who played, I think Star Wars, the young Obi-Wan, I can't remember his damn name, the Scottish actor, him and his friend Charlie went across bloody Eastern Europe on 2 BMW R1200 GS's. But they had the adventure versions of them. Basically, that's the bike I went round all around the coast of Britain in. It's thoroughly capable, comfortable, awesome, reliable motorbike. It is a brilliant machine. It's seriously fast as well. Can pull all day, very comfortable, very dry, as dry as you can be on a motorbike, that is. Keeps the weather off you is what I'm trying to say. And I got rid of it because I stopped commuting and didn't really have a need for it. But that was a great bike. And to answer John Bumpus' question, do you still ride? No, but I will do later in life when I've got a good reason to get a motorbike again, because I love motorbiking. It's in my blood, really. Now then, we are in Sheffield, and we could make the smallest journey in the world to Manchester with an absolutely enormous trailer and get £8,000 for it, which is 68 miles, equivalent to £100 a mile. It's insane. Or we could do the crazy batshit crazy thing and try and take something across France, which is going to screw up. No doubt about that. I'm seeing a lot of... I think, to be honest, if I'm going to do one of these large loads, I'm going to stick to the non-France and non-toll bridge. I'm going to cross the ferry, or... I just don't want to take one of these things through, because they can be problematic. That's a long way. 1,131 miles. I've never been to Manchester in this game, so we're going to take that for shits and giggles. Let's see what happens. There's no toll roads on the way, that's the main thing. There we go. So yeah, the other cars are going to flash me because I've got my main beams on, and I've got my main beams on so that you can see better in the video. So they're going to flash me all the time, but it will go daylight shortly, and then that problem will go away. Let's just zoom in a little bit here. I think we're taking this turn. Yeah, I know where this is. It's behind that factory there. This is going to be hilarious to get this thing out of there, because it is massive. We shall see what happens. Eric Anderson says, what is your dream bike? Now, I have to say, pretty much the R1200 GS is, if I was to buy another machine, it would probably be that, to be honest. So you could say that's my dream bike. I used to, of course, love Fireblades and sports bikes, GSXR 100s, the 1000s and stuff. But I'm just not into that anymore. They're just not, they're not practical. They're not comfortable. Oh, that's not so bad. I thought it was going to be the one where I go underneath an archway to get the truck out, but it's only there. The trailer out, sorry. I think I might come at it from... No, let's go this way. There's a cat digger next to it. I'd like to have taken that, to be honest. It's much more interesting looking. There we go. Come on. Why is that not... Oh, hello. I think we just drove through the trailer. We did as well. Did you see that? The hitbox is on the stick out bit. Oh wow, it's inside it. Look at this. What the f... Camera's inside it. That's pretty big. But the hitbox was actually there. And I couldn't see it, so... Alright, let's get this show on the road. What we'll do, we'll have an inspection when it goes brighter, because at the moment it's still quite dark and it's not going to be much of an inspection really. So when daylight comes, which it will in a couple of hours, you can see the moon going down. We'll have a good look. 68 miles of fun. Oh, on the stream, I forgot to mention, didn't I? On the stream, when I hit level 20, I upgraded the engine. So we've now got a 600 or 620 brake horsepower engine in the Scania. So it should be able to pull this thing no problem. Looks like we're going straight down and out of Sheffield that way. Okay, right. Next question from Patrick Lundberg. Says, what is your favourite game of all time? Holy shit, that is such a difficult question. If you had any idea how many games I've played in my life, it's just crazy. I mean, I don't know where to begin. I can't really give you the best one, because it's like saying what's my favourite track of all time, you know? I don't know. Fuck, I think we just hit something. Okay, let's reverse a little bit. Take a slightly wider berth. We're going to have to go on the pavement, I think, to avoid hitting the barriers. I just don't know. So, I can give you some of my top stuff of all time. Doom series would definitely be there. The very first FPS games, really. And they were just genre-defining when they came out. They were just completely amazing. They were like nothing else anybody'd ever seen. What's not to love about that? I think I've just clipped it again. Holy shit. I'm struggling with this one. No, we're going to have to back up. There's a truck behind me and I can't do anything about it. He won't move. There we go. Have I got it? It's not having it. And the problem is that truck isn't going to move. He's just going to keep giving me crash vehicle offences every time I hit him. Do you know what? I'm properly stuck here, aren't I? I can't think... I need to get a properly wide berth out of... Has that got it? Jeez, that was close. Okay, well that costs 600 quid out of the measly 8,000 I'm going to be getting. I can see I'm getting more deductions. I'm going to take the whole freaking road. In fact, I should also have my beacons on. What am I doing? Because I am an absolute liability and a danger. And this could turn out to be a huge mistake, taking this trailer. Getting back to the question, the Doom series, definitely. Civilization 2. I loved Civ 1, but Civ 2 was a better, more complete game in my opinion. And I loved it. I loved it and played it to death. System Shock and System Shock 2, utterly brilliant games of their time. Wonderful network co-op opportunities that I had with my friend. It was just amazing. Back in the day when, you know, co-op games were few and far between in terms of... And internet wasn't really properly established, so gaming on 2 computers on your home LAN on that was just unprecedented. This is going to be difficult. Total Annihilation, one of the bossest games of all time. Played the shit out of that. I'd have to say World of Warcraft, the Burning Crusade was... You know, I had hundreds and hundreds of hours of entertainment out of that, so I have to list it, even though Warcraft has gone down the shitter. And Call of Duty 4 would have to be there, just because it was a... You know, at its time, it was one of the best games that had ever come out in terms of FPS shooters. It was just brilliant. That'll be it. There was some of the best games, definitely are there. Many, many hours, but I haven't really got an all-time favourite game, I'm sorry. So, question from Morgan Heggie. What is your opinion or thoughts on the next generation of consoles? Well, I think it's about time, to be honest. I mean, obviously the current gen are at least 5 years old now. And of course were designed 2 years before that, so they really are lagging behind in terms of technology. I think they'll do very well. I think they'll be more than just a games console. I think they'll be a full-on entertainment hub. There'll be a social media device. You'll be able to browse the internet on them properly. There'll be a gaming platform, and I think there'll be a data collection and marketing tool, which people like Microsoft and Sony will sell very rich information about your habits and what you play and what you shop and what you do. They'll try and get you to do as much stuff on that device as possible, because then they can track it and sell the ads. So I think they're a great tracking device, but they're going to be a wonderfully complete device. Yeah, I think they'll be, like I say, I think they'll be a success. It remains to be seen if Sony do the crazy thing again with the pricing strategy, or whether they learnt from their mistakes. They certainly seem to have gone for a off-the-shelf setup this time, rather than really weird cell processors and stuff that nobody understood how to program. So that's, they've obviously learned from the mistakes in that department, and it also keeps the cost down as well, because because they're off the shelf, they're manufactured in large... am I going to be late for this? They're manufactured in large quantities so they can buy them in bulk and cheaply. So yeah. Yogan Bell says, since your last setup video, what do you think has been the best upgrade that has improved your gaming experience the most, and how? I thought about this one. Now, it's a toss-up between two things, because I have upgraded a lot of stuff. Memory, processor, graphics card, solid-state drive, Razer gaming mouse, Black Widow keyboard, the list goes on. But there are two things that have made the biggest difference to my gaming. One of them is the Astro A40 headset, because it is by far the most comfortable headset I've ever worn, and I can sit here with this thing on all day long and my ears don't get itchy or sweaty or hot, and the sound quality that comes out of them is superb, so I can hear things I couldn't hear before. So that's one half of the equation, and the other best device was upgrading to a 120Hz monitor. Now obviously there's no point upgrading to a 120Hz monitor if you've not got a graphics card that's going to pack out, you know, more than 60 frames per second, because you're not going to see the benefit than a standard 60 FPS monitor. But if you get a 120Hz monitor and you've got a video card that can put out sort of 90, 100 frames a second, oh my god, you will notice the difference. You will feel like the world is going in slow motion. You will feel like you're reacting better than everybody else, and it is, yeah, it's just incredible, quite frankly. So those two things, the Astro A40 and the 120Hz monitor. Now I'm going to stop answering questions at this point because I'm really worried about getting this delivery into Manchester, because I'm worried about where they're going to have me deliver it. The turn off the motorway doesn't look so bad. This is just a standard downslope. It's not got a junction at the end, so that's good. I'm not sure I'm going to try and reverse it in. We'll have to see what the... Straight over the grass. Oh, takes the sign out. That's some horrible driving. Going to get into the middle a bit. I'm hoping it's going to be an easy an easy park and not some batshit crazy loading bay, in which case I'm going to have to cop out, I think, because look at that, I'm already clipping the thing on the inside of the barrier. So let's see. 30-mile-an-hour speed limit coming into Manchester. I've actually been to Manchester a number of times for people that have asked me. I have been there a number of times, and I've got friends that live there. And I've been to the Curry Mile. In Manchester they have what they call the Curry Mile. So there's this mile-long road, it's a dead straight road, and it's full of curry houses, like Indian curry houses. And you can get some amazing food down there, because they're all in competition with each other, so they're all trying to sell the best stuff and make the best curries. This looks cool. Oh, there's a rail station, a railway line. Okay, so where are we going here? I can't afford any mistakes because I can't afford to turn around. Let's zoom in. Oh, this looks like a horrible delivery. In there, I think. Yeah, this doesn't look good at all. Oh shit, this is going to go bad. This may not happen, guys. Just look at this. I can't possibly drive that through there. This is going to clip on everything. There you go. Oh shit. I am in trouble. I am in trouble, guys. How can I turn this into that, I wonder? We've got a stack of cars behind me. Let's have a look at the map. I could go all the way around and try again. May have to do that. Actually, what I want to do is come in at a different angle, but even so, when I get in there, I can't possibly deliver this. There's no way I can get in between those arches. So I don't really know how this is going to happen. You'll see what I mean when I try and go around this roundabout. Just even a simple thing like this. Wow. Okay. Maybe I can make it all the way around here. So we'll get all the way around here, and then we've got to take a turn into there. Easier said than done, eh? So, in order to go in straight this way, we're going to go up the curb. This is a challenge and a half. Bloody hell. I've got to wait till these cars move now and get back on the road. Here we go. I think we're going to get in, but I think we're going to clip inside. Okay, we're in that bit. It's not giving me the option to park yet. I don't think we're going to make it round here. I'm going to take it as wide as I can. I've just got to get over there so that it offers me the option to... Oh, it's giving it me... There you go, auto park. Holy cow! Satisfactory. Damage penalty. Yeah, fair enough. Wow, that was just insane. I'm so glad that job's finished. You was that a mistake or what? Crikey, right. What jobs have we got out of here then? Might have to go for something sensible this time round. Good God. Yeah, that. Or that. That would be a mistake. Trying to cross that toll, that would be a huge mistake. What have we got? Let's have a look at some of the bigger jobs. Oh, that's an expensive job. That's down to London, that's boring. That's down to Austria, that's quite a trek. All the way up to Aberdeen. Hydrogen peroxide, potassium hydroxide, sorry, to Linz. 1,000-mile trek. That's interesting. That could be fun for answering the rest of these questions, couldn't it? An excavator. Fuck. More trips up to Aberdeen. Okay, let's go with... It's either going to be... Hot Chemicals, which sounds hilarious. Sounds like a band, Hot Chemicals. Or potassium hydroxide. Both going to the same place. So considering that one pays £7 more per mile to the same place, that's what we're going with. Okay, where's it dump me? Whoa. Don't leave me much room to get out, man. Holy crap. Okay, we'll be reversing out of here then, I guess. Let's not hit that. I think I can turn my beacon off now. Okay, right. Using mirrors. We're going to reverse our way out of here. Like a boss. As dawn breaks over Manchester, Squirrel reverses out. There we go. No problemos there. Lights off now. We actually delivered that before it went properly daylight, so I didn't get a chance to do a proper inspection of it, but we did see it in action. It clipped everything it could, which is rather amusing. Isn't there a discovery point around here that I've not got? Is it up here? I need to check the map actually. I do remember seeing it when I looked at the map initially. Yeah, it's just down the road here. Better go and get that before I pick up this trailer. Although, screw it, I'll get the trailer first. Pick it up in a second. There we go. Manchester to Linz with some hot chemicals. I'm not quite sure how they're going to stay hot, to be honest, because it doesn't really look insulated or heated, but I could be wrong. Maybe you guys know about these kind of trailers, and maybe you know that they happen to be internally heated or something. You know, if I was seeing ice creams and frozen food, I'd see the refrigeration unit on top, but I'm not really seeing anything on this to give the hint. Right, let's have a quick inspection of the trailer. WGCC. Pretty boring looking. Just looks like a barrel. Corrosive sign on the back. Again, it's the standard triple single wheel axle. Got plenty of food. We've got over 9 hours of rest. Let's hit the road and do some more questions. In fact, I'm going to turn right. I know the sat nav's saying go left, but I'm going to go right and pick up that discovery point. I've kind of got used to driving on the left again, but in all honesty, I'm kind of looking forward to going on the right again, because it's easier with a left-hand drive truck to drive on the right. That looks like a Scania dealer in Manchester. Alright, boys. I've got to do a drive-by. Well, there goes the curb. Look how low that curb is. I'm sorry, I don't accept that hit the truck. Well, I'm sorry, but mine's the best looking truck in the car park there. No doubt about that. Right, let's get moving. Get around this corner and we'll get some more questions going. Okay, we've got a question from Chris Simpson, and he says, "Hey Squirrel, what's your opinion of the upcoming GTA 5? Will you play it, and on what platform?" Well, I have played every single Grand Theft Auto game. I've completed them all. And it's the kind of game that I play offline. I tend to play GTA with a friend, and we play through the campaign, taking it in turns, and we just enjoy it. It's just a good night for us, and that's what we tend to do. It's not the kind of game that I would post YouTube videos about on my channel, but it is the kind of game that I would play. I'll probably just pick it up when it goes cheap, because these, they come out 6-8 months later. They're on Steam half price. I'll pick it up then, and then I'll play it through. I'm in no rush to play it. I won't watch any walkthroughs or playthroughs, but I will enjoy it. So that's my plan with GTA. I have a question from Mark Wolf. Let's turn this corner. Did that damage my truck when I hit that curb? I don't think it did. What got you into FPS games like Armour, and yet also play games like Euro Truck? Well, that is an interesting question, Mark. Basically, as I said earlier about Doom, I played FPS games when FPS games were invented. So I've been playing proper first-person mouse-look games since they first ever came out. So it completely comes natural to me to play those games, because I've spent thousands of hours doing it. Now, the flip side of that is I also like sim games. Remember Total Annihilation RTS games? I love sim games like Civ. I like a bit like my music, I suppose. I like a wide variety of things, and I get different experiences out of each one, and different pleasure out of playing those different types of games. And even now, I'll mix it up. I'll play FPS games. I played Armour because of DayZ. That's how I got into Armour. Played DayZ and then discovered Armour that way, and there's no looking back now. I love Armour. Played Battlefield, of course, because, well, Battlefield is Battlefield, and it's one of the well-known and best FPS games out there. Kind of moved off Call of Duty these days. I did play Modern Warfare 2 an awful lot, but it's just getting a little bit silly for me, and I enjoy Battlefield a lot more now, and Armour especially. So they're the kind of games I play going forward. But yeah, it's just down to variety, really. It's down to, just liking different things. Mark also asks, will you ever do something like an official Squirrels Nut server? Probably not. And if I did do one, I wouldn't play on it. I used to have Battlefield servers, Battlefield 3, and I struggled to fill them up. Or if I did fill them up, it would be people following me into my own server to troll me. To put C4 on a Jeep and drive it into me, or crash a plane into me. It's just kind of bullshit you get when you play on the internet. And even now we get that kind of thing in Armour and DayZ when we play. We get those kinds of people. So if I had my own server, then that is basically me waving a flag saying, "Hey guys, I'm over here, come and get me." And let's face it, when you're a YouTuber, everybody wants to take your tags and everybody wants to C4 your ass. That's just the way it is. So for those reasons, no, I can't. I just can't do my own server. Chris Simpson asks me, are you proud to be British? I guess no. I've never really felt proud of being British. I don't think... I don't quite understand people that are proud to come from their country, because I would have to look at what makes them feel proud. So we're trying to understand whether, you know, if I came from that country, could I feel proud? Is there something about that country that makes you feel proud to be British or whatever? I think Britain is... It's not a particularly unified country. I think it's a very diverse country, both in terms of culture, the things it does, and its political views. But most importantly, I don't think Britain has a common sense of purpose. And I think in order for me to feel proud of something like that, I'd have to feel that the country had a common sense of purpose and we were all kind of pulling in the same direction. So it felt like almost like a huge team. And then I would feel proud, you know, because I've been in teams, in squads, you know, like the squad. I've been in teams at work, development teams that, you know, a bit like squads in the army. They train together, they have a common sense of purpose, common objectives, they help each other, and for that reason you then feel proud to be with them. And I don't feel like that about my country, sad as that may sound. I just don't, you know, I just don't. So no, I don't particularly feel proud to be British. It's a very long answer to that, wasn't it? But I didn't want to just say no. Grimsby. Oh, we're off to Grimsby. Grimsby. Right, what are we on next? We are on a question from Jack Wainwright. What is your favourite alcoholic drink? If you followed my streams at all, you would probably know the answer to this. In a nutshell, hey, like the pun, in a nutshell, it is a single malt whiskey or cider. They're my favourite drinks. They're what I drink the most. Question from Jamie Story. Do you think Eurotruck will ever come to the Xbox 360? Hello? This isn't a one-way, is it? Holy shit. Guy's flying. Do I think Eurotruck will come to the Xbox 360? I would say no. Well, it's not a one-way road, is it? I would say no. I don't think they'll port this to the Xbox. I think if people continue to buy this game and buy the future games they're bringing out, then I think they will get development. They'll have enough money to get a development team to port it onto future consoles. So whatever comes after this one, be it American Truck Sim or Euro Truck Sim 3 or whatever, I think they will plan to port future games onto console. Yes, but only if they get enough money coming in. Which is why I keep saying to people, if you like the game, buy the game, you know? Make it a success. Because the more sales they get, the more financial backing they'll be able to get, and the more money they'll have coming in, the bigger they can, you know, a bit more ambitious they can be. I'm sure they would love to be on PlayStation 3 and Xbox. I'm sure of it. And I'm sure you guys would love them to be on those consoles. But the fact is, they're an indie developer like a lot of other indie developers, and they need money. They need your support, so show them support. Make it happen. Okay, a question from two guys actually. Thoma Mulligan and William Cripps. Both ask, what would be your dream career and why? Now I had to give this one a little bit of a thought, because it's not an obvious one. My dream career has changed over the years. And I think if I could click my fingers and be doing something right now, I would love to start up a company. I'd love to build my own company. Something like Valve. I think Valve are a really awesome company. I think I would love to be developing games, really off-the-page cool games, a lot like Valve do. You know, they try to break the ice and break the mold. Holy shit, I thought that coach was gonna... Fuck, he did! You fucking retard! I hope you're gonna pay for that, you knobhead. That guy just slammed into my trailer. Yeah, I want your insurance details, pal. Yeah, if I'd have hit him, I'd have been hit with a frickin' big bill. He came flying down that ramp. Do you see that? Okay, I guess you've got right away, huh? How about I troll you a little? Yeah, no, yeah, give away, sunshine, give way. I'm a little bit bigger than you. Unbelievable. Is this Grimms we're in now? The guys are insane. What was I saying? Oh yes, my dream career. So, I'd love to own and run a game like Valve. I think they've got a very healthy gaming culture. I think they've got a responsible attitude to the public. They haven't grown to be, you know, a corporate dick of a company, which is what a lot of companies do when they get big and they float, they get shareholders, they become answerable to shareholders and then just become dicks that don't make games for the love of making games. And I would never want to make games for any other reason. I would want to build a company that just made amazing games. And if I did that, I would hire everybody in the squad and they would come and work at the company and we'd make some awesome shit. And this is a nice view. This is a really, really nice view. I'm loving this. McDonald's whistle. It's a pity we've got fencing here because that sea looks amazing. But we're not allowed to see it apparently. Do you know what? I think when I get on this boat now, it's going to be night time when I get off, which is a bit annoying. Because I'm quite enjoying driving in the daylight, to be honest. Hey, look at that. That is so cool. And it was like a tugboat? Brilliant. This game can look really nice, it really can. Do you know, I think when I get on this boat, I'm gonna have to split this video because this is taking a lot longer than I thought. So I think we're gonna have to split the video into two. Do the rest of the journey and do the rest of the questions. Because I have got a lot of questions to get through. I think it's my answers that's taking a long time, to be honest. While we're on the way, let's answer another one. From Claude Hurt. What was your reaction and when you saw your first squad animation from Christian Allen, aka Kaplan? What was my first reaction? I thought it was utterly awesome. I just laughed my tits off. But having said that, I dread each one coming out because I never know what audio is lifted from a stream or you know, and dumped into a bloody video. It's like, oh, what has he done? What has he done? But then I watch it and it's just hilarious. It's great fun. I love what he does. And he did the intro for my he did the thank you video. He did the whole intro sequence for that, which is brilliant. Very kind of him. And there's a 30mm speed camera, which I'm not going to get a ticket for. So fuck you. Okay, so Claude also asks, what was your first gaming PC and game? You stay there, mate. Jesus. Look at that. He's pulled out as well. My first PC, you could call it a gaming PC, but my first PC, stay there. Grimsby is full of aggressive drivers. It was a gateway, an i386 gateway. I think it had 2 meg of RAM, an 80 meg drive, and I played Prince of Persia on it. I also developed Pascal and C++ programs, and I wrote all of my uni papers on it and did all my sort of homework and hand-ins, and my final year dissertation I did on that PC. It was brilliant. I had it shipped in from America, from Gateway, because Gateway wasn't in Europe at that time. And it was the best value for money. Here we go. We are at the docks. I'm going to get on this boat. I'm going to split the video here. And we shall carry on. She'll depart and carry this video on in part 2. Take care, guys.